For some producers, their ambitions in agriculture were simply impossible before the availability of natural gas. Back in the 1920s, established international utility companies moved in and began to deliver natural gas from Alberta's backyard into the cities. The companies weren't interested in serving the countryside, where people lived too far apart, where miles of pipe may be needed to serve but one customer. It wasn't profitable enough. It couldn't be done, they said, but scattered groups of stubborn farmers began to do it anyway. Men like Jack Fears, Stan Jones, and Tom Adams took matters into their own hands.
For the farmers, we were purely exploring the possibilities. Stan had felt that he was being badly abused by the local utilities, who thought they had a franchise for this district, but really weren't. It had no official function. No. And the only estimate of cost he had was somewhat about 4 times what I told him it should cost to put gas in his house. And he was contesting that. At this meeting, when all I could do was say, I think it's going to cost a few $500–600 to put gas in your house, and someone from Canadian Western leaped up and said that was ridiculous. For one thing, they wouldn't let a bunch of farmers start working with gas in any event, and if they did, it was going to cost far more than any of them could afford, and they wouldn't be allowed to utilize the gas. And I think that had about 125 very angry farmers. Yeah. All of a sudden, they felt if they could use a diesel engine on a tractor, they could certainly use a gas furnace.
Building a pocket-sized local utility company became a challenging project for the whole community. They were building the first ever farmer-owned gas co-op. They called it Mayota, and by Christmas 1963, they were serving their first dozen families.
It was a very mild celebration, but we were sure tickled pink to think that we were on the way. Yeah. We were burning gas, and when we got home, the house would be just as warm as it was when we left it. This was something that didn't happen with the old cook stove and the coal furnace.